And then, all right, and we are recording. Perfect. All right, let me see who do we have coming in here. I see Sherry, Bloomfield Kissimmee, 22 years living better with immunity. Oh my God. Well, thank you and hope the information we get to share with you tonight. I know it's probably not going to be new, but we hope to get to hear from you. Thank you for showing up tonight, Sherry. We appreciate the support. Doris here from Crystal Lake, Saskatchewan. Canada. Really excited to be here and share today. Doris, we're going to be bringing her up. So let me see if I can bring the camera up. Our host, our main host person is not here. So hopefully I got the control to be able to show who is speaking. And then we've got Maggie from Madeira, CA. Madeira. Is that California or Canada? Because we have both in the house tonight, I imagine. Rebecca added meeting notes to. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And then we've got Sylvain from Mascouche, Quebec, Canada. Bonsoir, Sylvain. Merci beaucoup de nous rejoindre. We've got Cheryl from Seattle, upstate New York, Mary. Thank you, Mary, for showing up. Two kittens are on the Immunocal. So, oh, I love that. That is Sherry sharing that with us. Love it. And if you have your pets with us tonight, let us know their names in the comments or let us know what you have. I have a Yorkie named Rosie. She is not here tonight because she would be barking her ears off while I would be speaking. And I know Doris also has two big dogs. See there, she is actually sharing the slides right now. So, Doris, did you want me to like just get going and then might as well you brought the slides up. So, um,
Sure.
and to share why we are here tonight. So,
Yeah.
we'll do shout outs after because people are coming in again. But thank you so much for showing up. Tonight is first of many ImmunoTalks podcasts that we're going to be doing every month. Me and Doris wanted to educate the people that are, on social media, but also we wanted to educate ourselves for our families and for the people that we love about this product that we have brought into our lives. And we recently found out that this is something we can use for our fur babies. So it's like another area for us to dive into. And so many people have pets in their house. So whether you have a cat, dog, horses, let us know what it is. Tonight, we're going to have Sandy Walper, which is also a special guest, and she's been with the company since the beginning here. Very special person to hear from. We get to hear from her at the end. So shout out to her and her team and anyone here. You've got invited here tonight to hear the information, or you have been using it for years, months, or since the beginning. Thank you for being here. Then Doris, let's bring her up. I
Yeah.
shared where she's from, and she's going to be sharing a lot of great information with us tonight. So pay attention, everyone.
Well, thank you so much, Sonia, and hello, Dylan. It's nice to see you. I am just going to start my presentation again. I apologize. I had somebody calling in. I don't know who doesn't know that I'm doing this call tonight. I have no idea, but here we are. So, Sonia, I know that we're bringing up a very special guest in a little while. And that is our good friend Sandy, who we've just gotten to know. And I'm really excited to have her be a part of our call this evening. And we'll tell you more about her in a little bit. Before we get started, though, Sonia, didn't we want to let people know that we have next month's call coming up as well?
Yes. Do you know people in your life that might experience a little bit of stress lately or in the last few years, in their lives? I know I
Or,
do.
or struggling to sleep? I think that's another really big issue for people in addition to that stress.
So on the same date, on March 28th, the same time, 8:30 Eastern time, we're going to have a call specifically for one product. And of course, there's other things that we share while we do it, but this is something that I'm really excited to talk about. So if you know, mark the date because every month we want to have a different team, different topic, and different speakers on with you.
Yeah.
But
That's March 18th, Sonia.
Excuse me, did I say I said 28th, right?
You
March
did.
18th, and a month exactly from now. I'm
You
going
bet.
a little too far here.
Oh.
I definitely know that Doris, that you wanted to share some information and all of that for us tonight. But first, just remember that whoever invited you here, get back to them after the call, and I look forward to hear all about it. So. We're not doing any of the product tonight. I know usually we do the products, but today our fur babies are tucked in well with my husband. So, but
Our
those
home.
that
Yeah.
has feel free to enjoy some wellness shot with them.
So this is Rosie that I've been sharing with you, and Rosie is Sonia's Yorkie, who is a big fan of Immunocal, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. She typically Yorkies
We
are
don't
fairly
see
fussy,
slides
but
if you're sharing slides, Doris.
sorry.
Are you sharing slides right now, or you're talking about earlier?
Yeah, no, I'm sharing slides. Are you not seeing them?
I'm not seeing them, but maybe that's just my screen. So.
Let me
No,
see.
I
Dylan,
think we cannot see them.
can you let me know if you're seeing them?
I know I was seeing it earlier, but
Yeah.
now,
And not right now? Okay,
I
well,
didn't
let
want to cut
me.
you out, but I thought might as well
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
might
Well,
not
you know
be
what?
feeling it.
That would really wouldn't be very good if I'm showing. Oh, that's why I had to. I was sharing before. Dylan, did you take
yeah,
away my ability
sure.
to share?
No, yeah, you were a co-host, but let me put you back as a co-host. Sorry.
Okay,
Maybe
there
it's
we go.
because I had to restart my Zoom or
Maybe. And
Dory.
I know that
Well,
it I are we good now?
I can just
Yes.
continue saying while you put it up, but what it was, she was going to bring me up and talk about my dog, Rosie, and also I've always had Yorkies for the last 20 years, and I had a Maine Coon cat. So I had Mia and Chronic, and 4 years ago, both of them passed away in the same year, from a little bit of old age, but also some issues that I could have avoided. And I just didn't like the solutions that were offered to me. So I wish I would have known about this. So now this is my new Yorkie because I always want to have a pet around me and I want to prevent her being sick. Early on, I want to also give her the best life, best energy possible. So I am going to be using Immunocal on her every single day. And Doris is going to be talking tonight about like the things that we can do for them, like how much to give and just what is going to benefit them. So here are her fur babies and how beautiful they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've grown up with cats and dogs and horses and I've had at least one pet at home most of my life. And so right now my husband and I have Jack, who is our almost 7-year-old Maremma Pyrenees cross. And we also have Harley, who is our rescue. He's mostly husky and Malamute. He just turned 3 in December and he weighs in at a whopping 120 pounds. So we joke that two of Rosie would fit into Harley's head. And so knowing that large breed dogs tend to have shorter lifespans, excuse me, than smaller breeds, it's so important that we do as much as we can to keep both of our boys as healthy as possible. And that's part of why I wanted to share tonight's information. I know that everyone on this call who has a pet of their own feels the same way that we do. We want our pets with us for as long as we possibly can have them. And so I had the privilege of sitting in on a call with Dr. Rene Diaz Carbello, and I sure hope I didn't slaughter his name. He practices veterinary medicine in Mexico. It was an interesting call, partly interesting because it was in Spanish, translated to French, and I speak neither of those languages, and subtitles were no help. But I really did feel that this was information that needed to be shared in English too. So here we are today. As I mentioned, I've grown up with pets most of my life, and I spent every waking moment I could on my aunt and uncle's farm. And that might have been where I developed an interest in animal health. And I've had the opportunity to learn more through working in veterinary clinics for many years. I'm also an avid student of human biology, and although dogs and cats aren't humans, many of their biological processes are the same or similar. So, on this call, Dr. Rainier discussed many important topics related to your pet's health. And with the help of Google Translate, as well as my French friends, Sonia and Dylan, and with some research provided by my sister Kim, shout out to Kim, who works at one of the most prestigious veterinary colleges in Canada, I'm pleased to be able to share this information with you today. So, our goal, pretty simple, understand what oxidative stress is as it relates to our pets, learn about glutathione and its role as the master antioxidant. We have the only patented product that's proven to raise glutathione, so I'm excited to share that with you tonight. We're going to learn a little bit about how oxidative stress affects our pets in terms of the disease processes that are common to dogs and cats. And finally, we're going to learn about products that can proactively support healthy pets, products that are backed by science and research. So let's start with oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, explained simply, is the imbalance between free radicals, which are unstable molecules created either through normal metabolism or by external factors like pollution, and the antioxidant defense system that all our cells have. When that balance is broken, one thing happens. Free radicals are elevated, causing damage to your pet's cells. And there's a lot of factors that can increase oxidative stress. There are pollutants that are found all around our pets, both outside and inside our homes. There are other factors like inadequate diet, aging, and stress. Stress is becoming more and more of a discussion around our pets. So, oxidative stress is a silent enemy, and it contributes to chronic cellular inflammation that subsequently leads to illness and also chronic degenerative diseases that we know today. So, by focusing on ways that we can reduce free radicals, we can gradually improve and resolve illnesses, even some that we may not have answers for today. So, what is the main regulator of oxidative stress? Glutathione. Now, Dr. Jimmy Gutman talks about the main functions of glutathione by using the acronym IDEA, or IDEA, a brilliant idea, Dr. Gutman. Immune function, I. Detoxification of substances foreign to the body, things like synthetic drugs, pesticides, food additives, environmental pollutions, industrial chemicals. So, D, detoxification. E, energy. And we're talking about the proper functioning of energy production at the cellular level. And A for antioxidant, which is preventing free radical damage to our cells. So glutathione helps to reduce inflammation. It increases resistance to disease and helps to have a healthy immune system, which leads to a better quality of life for us, but also for our pets. And it's great to see a growing trend in veterinary medicine towards supplementation, smart supplementation, with a goal to reduce the development of diseases or to find ways to slow the advancement and or improve the quality of life. So please feel free to take a screenshot of this particular slide. We're going to leave this one up for a little bit because you can see the number of systems and illnesses that are related to oxidative stress. There are a number of published articles and studies that speak to the effect of this stress and all of the diseases that are listed here. Oxidative stress causes and drives inflammation, and chronic inflammation leads to damaged tissues and is linked to diseases like cancer, diabetes, and cardiovascular issues. And speaking of diabetes, our family dog was a miniature schnauzer. Brewster was his name. I wish I had understood more about this when he developed diabetes, as it led to diabetic retinopathy. He went blind. And eventually, when we were no longer able to regulate his blood sugars efficiently, we lost him at age 13. So again, another reason why I'm super excited to be presenting this to all of you and hoping that you'll be able to share this with absolutely everyone in the hope to prevent that. Let's talk about bones. osteoarthritis, hip dysplasia, immune-mediated arthritis. These particular joint issues reduce the quality of life in our pets, especially our senior pets. Food allergies that lead to inflammation of the skin in particular. Everyone must know at least one dog that has some type of allergies that show up in the skin. My Harley suffers with, we believe, food related. There are various organs that are affected by oxidative stress. The lungs with respiratory diseases, the heart, things like dilated cardiomyopathy, the endocrine system, Cushing's disease is a big one. My sister Kim's dog that has passed had Cushing's. The pancreas, again, talking about diabetes, kidney disease, urolithiasis, which is stones in the bladder or the urinary tract. If anyone has had a dog or more commonly a cat that has been blocked, preventing their bladder from emptying, you know how emergent that particular concern is. Periodontal disease like abscences or the loss of teeth as a result of gum disease, and neurological issues like epilepsy and stroke. And then gastrointestinal, like it never stops, does it? This screen is just full of conditions. Epilepsy, stroke, IBD, colitis, pancreatitis, parvovirus, and then our immune system, autoimmune diseases, immune-mediated conditions, allergies. It almost feels like it's endless. Now, I think it's important that if you have specific concerns or questions regarding your pet, that you do reach out to your veterinarian for them. But I want to talk now about what you can do for your pets at home to help with inflammation, illness, and disease, and that is increasing their glutathione levels. Glutathione, of course, the master antioxidant that helps to reduce oxidative stress. And how can you do that? With Immunocal. It's our flagship product that's been clinically proven to raise glutathione levels by providing your pet with the cysteine it needs to create glutathione on their own in all of their cells. And there's a lot of literature that supports its use in humans and also in veterinary medicine. The great thing about Immunocal is there's no interference with other medications, no adverse reactions. And how does it benefit our pets? Well, there's a whole list of things on the slide that will benefit your pet by improving their glutathione, cellular redox, getting rid of those excess free radicals, enhancing immune response, those antioxidant defense against stress or chronic diseases, antioxidant nutritional support, oh, so important in our senior pets with cognitive decline or neuronal oxidative stress, potential support role in diseases that have an inflammatory component, and just contributing to the better functioning of the body's detoxification system. So one of the questions that we hear a lot, and I got it this week before we even did this presentation, how much can I give my pet? The more disease there is, the lower the glutathione levels. We know this from the years and years and decades of research. So there really isn't a correlation between the weight of an animal and the amount of oxidative stress it might be experiencing. So let's take Sonia's pupper, for example. Rosie, without any evidence of illness or disease, 1 pouch of Immunocal a day will suffice. And my Jack, again, whose head is the size of Rosie's whole body, 1 pouch of Immunocal will suffice. And even a 120-pound Harley, 1 pouch. Now, if Harley were having a flare-up of his allergic dermatitis, then I would probably up that amount to 2 or even 3 a day until his symptoms subsided. Immunocal Platinum. Now, this is another really wonderful product. It's one that I take every day. It combines the benefits of Immunocal with 3 additional active ingredients: CMP, cytokine modulating peptides. I've been practicing that one. Proteins that mediate inflammation, infection, and immune responses. RMF, which is our patented blend of nutrients, minerals that promote a healthy equilibrium between free radicals and antioxidants. And creatine, which provides more energy and supports muscle mass and the retention of muscle and the growth of muscle, which is especially good for our senior pets and their senior owners, and really great for pets that are recovering, that have been immobile or have had surgery. The creatine in the Immunocal Platinum is especially good for them as well. And with those pets in particular, one or two pouches of Immunocal Platinum will work. And in severe cases, one or two pouches of the platinum with one or two of the regular Immunocal can be used as well. So great for healthy aging, better overall metabolic performance as well. Now, ImmunoTech carries a complete line of the highest quality supplements, including the ones that are shown here. Rather than doing a deep dive into each one of these today, we are going to be inviting a veterinarian to one of our future calls to review these products in more detail. Dr. Renier highly recommends them, and I know that many people have used them successfully with their pets. However, before adding one of these supplements to your pet's diet, I'd recommend reviewing their nutritional requirements with your veterinarian. In addition to the products that you see here, though, some pet owners have used our Contralenta supplement and also our Serenity, which we'll talk a little bit more about with Sandy when she joins me in just a moment. Now that you understand a bit more about oxidative stress and the damage that it can do to your pets at a cellular level, you also now know that there's a solution to boost glutathione levels in your fur babies. And you can start today, not only making a difference in the life of your pet, but by sharing this information with others so that they can make a difference in theirs. And certainly your fur babies, dog, cat, horse, or otherwise, certainly deserve it. So, with that, I would like to ask Sandy to unmute herself, or Dylan, if you can help Sandy do so. Are you there, my friend? Oh.
Okay, I'm good. I'm here.
Yay! Yay! Hi, Sandy. So
Hi.
I knew what I had my hands on with Immunocal the moment I started researching glutathione. But I have to tell you, folks, it wasn't until I heard Sandy speak on another one of our calls that I just got really excited about it for myself, for my friends, for my family, and also for the pets in our family. Besides Jack and Harley, my daughters all have pets. We're a big fur family. So Sandy started with Immunotech 30 years ago, before before the company was even a company. And she was sharing some information with me about how she's used Immunocal with her pets. And I have a couple of slides that I want to share because she was kind enough to share some photos with me of her and her horses. And she's been feeding Immunocal to her pets for decades now. So, Sandy, can you tell me a little bit more about why you started feeding Immunocal to your pets?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to thank you and I want to thank Sonia for hosting this call because it's really incredible that you um decided to go this way because it's a kind of avenue that not many people have checked out. And I started feeding my pets over 30 years ago, Immunocal, and I have like performance horses that sorry guys, I got a like sore throat, so bear with me.
It was supposed to be better by today, Sandy, than you
Yeah,
promised me
I
yesterday.
know, but it's not getting better, but I'm gonna do my best. So I have over the years literally given my horses Immunocal and my horses they do the high country, um, Doris. My horses, it's not uncommon for them to ride 40 to 50 miles a day up the river in the mountains, packing salt, 1,800 pounds. It's not uncommon. And, you know, I have to tell you that um, there's not a lot of people that know what I know about Immunocal and what it does for pets. But I want to read something to you because you and I had a conversation yesterday, and it was actually an incredible conversation. And the whole pet industry, the OTC, which means over the counter, is valued at 2.2 billion
Wow.
in 2025, and it's forecast to grow to 7.4 billion by the year, 2035. And people spend thousands of dollars on their pets, whether it's taking them to the vet or getting their teeth done or but globally globally, Doris, 2.6 billion.
Yeah,
2.6 billion.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And so what I want to tell everybody tonight is that we got something special here that actually works. And my horses, I have some senior horses that are 35 years old that rode the range. You know, there's Jack, there's Duke, there's George, there's Cougar, there's Bob. These horses work. And I'm telling you, they work. They work 20 to 40 miles a day in the summer. And if it wasn't for Immunocal, I can tell you my vet bills would be over the top. The only thing I do to my horses is I seriously vaccinate them and I worm them. And the rest of the time, they get Immunocal. Now, you and I had a conversation yesterday, Doris, about Contralenta, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mentioned that just briefly in the call today. We
Right.
haven't really
So
gone
now I need to tell you because I did research today.
Perfect.
It was at the top of my scope because I've never given my horses Contralenta because I used to be in the racehorse industry and polo horses and show jumping. And so it says now Devil's Claw is one of the, can you guys see this?
You betcha.
Okay.
Yep.
I can't see myself. So it says Devil's Claw, a popular natural herbal supplement for horses used to manage joint stiffness and arthritis, often acting as an alternative non-steroid for anti-inflammatory drugs. So when you got any kind of animal, Doris, that has any kind of arthritis,
yeah,
this is a product you want to use. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to go here. I'm going to move it over to MSM and chondroitin.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because chondroitin is one of the ingredients.
Right. After we talked yesterday, like I'm a chuck wagon girl. And so the chuck wagon horses on the circuit in Alberta, they are race horses that never really made it on the track. And I want to talk about that because MSM is commonly used to support joint comfort, especially in performance horses, aging horses, and those showing signs of inflammation and stiffness. Sorry.
And I would assume, Sandra, that would apply to dogs the size of horses as well. Because
exactly.
that's certainly a concern that I have with large dogs. And we know that joint problems, hip dysplasia, that sort of thing becomes a concern for them too.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Devil's Claw, a popular natural herbal supplement for horses used to manage joint pain, stiffness, and arthritis.
Nice.
So now, you know, when you and I talked yesterday and you talked about Omega and you and I had a conversation, I'm telling you, this product right here is a home run.
Awesome.
And I need to also tell you that in the early years of ImmunoTalk, we had a product that was called Extra Life. And that product was specifically designed for pets. And I need everybody to know, I see there's 62 people on the call here. And I need everybody to know that Extra Life was developed for pets. It really was. And then what happened is that everybody started started taking Extra Life themselves because it was a little bit cheaper, Doris. Yes. It had fats and it had fillers in it. And people started taking it, right? And so what the company did in 1997 is they discontinued it. And then everybody just kept moving their animals forward on
the Immunocal,
which was great because that was more, it was a pure protein and it was wonderful. And, you know, I look back over the years that I've been to, like the NFR, I've been to the National Finals Rodeo, I rode in the arena, and I'm telling you that this is an industry that is untouched with Immunocal. This is a home run with pets. And I told you yesterday, Doris, I was going to get a hold of Pet Insure and Pet Secure, which are two insurance companies that used to cover Immunocal if people had insurance on their animals.
Right.
I put calls into both of them today. I haven't heard back yet. But those were the two companies that actually covered Immunocal in the old days. Like I gotta get a hold of them. I haven't yet.
Yeah. And Sandra,
Oh,
can you just give for everybody on the call so that they can, because a lot of folks do have pet insurance, and certainly if there were at one time, even if they don't, maybe the insurance companies would. But the two specifically, if you could just give us their names again.
yeah, it was Pet Insure and Pet Secure,
Perfect. Perfect. So,
right?
so Sandy, you were talking to me about your senior horse. So
Right.
you have now, do I have a picture of him in this slide or is it in this one?
Go back. It's the one in the top right.
Top right. So 30-year-old horse
Right.
that has been taking Immunocal. And
Right.
you were telling me you just feed them the Immunocal powder right in their oats
Correct.
and they just lap it up
Right.
without, yeah, just
Yeah.
as is.
And here's the thing, Doris, when you have horses, they are expensive to go to the vet.
Absolutely.
So every year I do a vet check on my horses, and every year they come through with shining colors. And like I have 30-year-old horses that should be dead, but their coats, they're shiny, they're healthy. They may have a little bit of arthritis, but they're good. But these are horses. Like I need everybody to understand these are range horses. These are horses that are not your typical, these horses don't live in a barn. These horses aren't blanketed. These horses aren't pampered. They don't have fly masks on them. These are the same as wild horses in the wild. I do not pamper these horses because it is not good for them. They need to be a wild animal. That's what they are. And they need to be treated as such. My job is to make sure that they're healthy and happy.
And Immunocal provides that for them.
Oh my God, like it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
the one in the bottom right, Cougar. I'm telling you, I can take that horse and I'm a community pasture rider. You know what I mean, Doris, about
Yep,
that.
I do.
And that is not an easy job. Like him and I, we ride out and it's 12 hours and it's 1,000 head of cattle we have to move.
Yeah.
But I also need to tell everybody here, not so much about horses, because that's my first love, but like I've done so everybody knows that the Spruce Meadows is like the Arc de Triomphe, jumping event in Calgary. You know what I mean?
Yep, Calgary, Alberta, Canada for our Americans on the call, although you've probably seen your US horses jumping at Spruce Meadows for sure. It is. I agree with you, Sandy. It is world renowned, that
Right.
facility for horse jumping.
And so I have always had an Immunotech booth there for the last 10 years, except for COVID because they canceled everything. And not only horses, but dogs. Like, let's talk about dogs for a minute. There's a lot of people that move those dogs into world events that are held at Spruce Meadows.
Right.
And those dogs take Serenity 200 and the owners love it because they get anxious, Doris, before a show.
Yep.
And they need to calm them down, right? And
Right.
and that works. It just works. And I'm just saying that, over the years, I have seen dogs with tumors disappear. I have seen blind horses see. I have seen a lot of things in 30 years with animals. And we are very lucky, actually, Doris, to have this product. to be able to help our pets because vet bills are very expensive today. They're very expensive. Every time you go to the vet, it's at least $500, right? It is. It just is.
Yep. It is
And
expensive for sure.
and so if we can keep our animals healthy, even if you can only afford one pouch of Immunocal a day or one every
Absolutely.
3 days, we're giving them a fighting chance, right?
Absolutely.
We're giving them a
Absolutely.
fighting chance to be healthy. And I absolutely have to tell you that being a cowgirl on the range, riding numerous horses, having my son, like, oh my God, I don't have a picture. I should have sent it to you. My son rescued a dog, okay? A Canadian Eskimo dog. It was one of the last dogs on the frontier because the whole breed was almost extinct because the sled dog because the skidoos came.
Right.
And so the Eskimos didn't need sled dogs anymore. So the breed was becoming extinct. And so my son rescued Coda. And now they're trying to rebuild the breed. And Coda's magnificent. He's like a wolf dog. And he like takes Immunocal. And it's like we are regenerating the breed of the Canadian Eskimo dog. And, like after 30 years, I have to tell you, Doris, that I'm super, super impressed with you and Sonia taking this avenue. It's super exciting for me and I'm like
Yeah.
heartfelt over the fact that
Actually,
you guys believe what
thank
I
you for the
believe.
initiative that you guys did right now. I really appreciate it because I mean we already know it's a great product and now to be able to know for I mean for people that doesn't know that you can share it also with your pets with everyone. Of course, always with the supervision, right? But
Yeah.
it's amazing news. No, it's
And
great. And it's a great story from
And
Sandy.
Dylan, we've talked about, and thank you, Sandy, so much for sharing. I know you have so much information, and we appreciate you popping on to share some of that. Dylan, the one pet that we really haven't talked about because we've talked about Sandy's horses and Coda, and we've talked about Rosie and Jack and Harley. You have a kitty that loves Immunical.
Actually, yes. Actually, I have 20 cats. 20 cats from which 16 are rescued cats. And one dog, one small dog.
Was
One small dog, yes. So yeah, one of the cat that we rescue is very, I mean, they are very young. They were almost 2 years old when we rescued them. And one of them, who is actually the how do you say the one in charge of the whole gang, right? I
Oh,
mean,
yep,
he's,
yep.
he's the
Your
one that
pack
they
leader. Yep.
exactly. He's the leader, and unfortunately, we had a big health issue with that leader. And actually, I will right after that, I will just jump and share my screen just to show a few pictures that I have. And at some point, we saw him. He was not eating, and actually, we saw him like on the floor. I'm trying to share my screen right now. We saw him on the floor, uh, through the wall, and he was like we could see that he was not doing okay, right? And yeah, I don't know if we yes we do see. So this is him, right?
Oh,
So of course, when we saw him like that, we said, okay, something's wrong. So we bring him to the vet, and actually he was also having a lot of he was having a lot of I sorry about my English, but I'm not the best with that. But he was suffering. Well,
yes.
and so the doc see him and he said, well, I mean, right now he's suffering a lot. He couldn't urinate. He had his kidney all inflamed. And he said, I mean, there's 70-80% chance that if we do an operation on him, he doesn't survive. So with my girlfriend, we asked some questions, of course, first. We said, okay, if by any chance he survived the operation, will he have, I mean, will he have a good life, like a good quality at least? He told us, I mean, yes, he will just need to have a special diet, but if he survive, yeah, he will not have a bad life, let's say. So we said, okay, well, I mean, if actually the vet told us to put him to sleep, a lot of people told us to put him to sleep, and we said, well, I mean, if he's going to die, let's try something at least. I mean, if there is no chance, let's at least try. So we did try. He survived. The other day he woke up. So that was the first one, the first step, and it was the hardest one. He woke up, which was great, and so we started like looking for well, beside of before Immunocal, of course, we started looking for other supplement because at first I wasn't sure about giving him Immunocal, right? So we found one supplement called Felvital. Plus, we purchased a special food called Virbac number two, in case you want to know. And and so, of course, working with Immunotech, having so many supplements, natural supplements, as I, as the veterinarian, like, hey, this is one of our products. It was Immunocal. This is one of our product. Do you think it will be good to like give him the product? And he said, well, I mean, yes, we can give him like, of course, he took a look and he said, yes, give it to him. If he accepts it, let's keep giving it to him. So we were giving him two supplements, the Felvital plus the Immunocal. The Immunocal, what we were doing is we were mixing it, of course, and with how do you call it in English, a syringe, like
Hmm.
something
Yeah.
to put in his mouth.
Yep.
We used to give him just a bit, and he was accepting it. We tried to give him more, but every time we give him more, he was rejecting it. Like it was a very slow, yeah, very little dosage. So just so you know, if you want to give your animal the Immunocal, just let's see how much he will accept, of course, because if not, he will
Right.
just reject it. And so we started giving it to him, and he was doing better. So actually we had to he had that in his pee pee, and and actually I mean we had to at some point cut it off so he could have less problem, but he was still very inflamed from the kidney. And we've been giving him Immunocal plus the other supplement for 1 month, 2 months. After 4 months, he told us to bring him back just to see how was the engrossment. Actually, I don't have picture because it was not printed, the scan that he did, but definitely I will ask him if he can send me the picture of the before and after, because he definitely, like, even if it was a full recovery, he survived. The kidney was reducing the size, so he was
Nice.
able to urinate.
That's
Of
awesome.
course, for 1 month, he was, I mean, he didn't have any control, so at some point it was leaking a little bit, but I mean, he was alive, so it was fine for us.
Yep.
And then that's him. I mean,
Aw.
living his best life now. Living his best life.
So
Oh, that was him also, like when he got sick. That's when he got sick, but
Aw.
yeah, now he's living his best life. That was after the surgery actually.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean I
Wow.
have more pictures, but yeah, that was
And I
after
know
the
as a lot of
surgery.
people on the call tonight have cats also, definitely. I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. My
So
Aw,
that's him on the right, and he's having his best
beautiful.
life, and that was three
Okay.
years ago now. So I
Right.
mean,
Wow.
he told us that will give him a little bit more life, of course, but I mean, he was thinking maybe 1 year, 1 year and a
Yeah.
half, two. We said that's fine, and now it's been 3 years. He's
Nice.
still with
Three
us.
years makes a big difference in keeping your
Yes,
pets around if they're not suffering. And you will tell if they're suffering, you know. I've let
exactly.
pets die naturally at home and I've had some put down. And I wish I would have had that to give them more just relief and just make them at ease.
Agreed.
Definitely.
And
Um,
actually, just before I leave you both, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Well, of course, since we were giving him something else, all the other cats were like, we want the same thing, we want the same thing. So
Of course they do.
usually, so we start giving it to everyone, of course, those who wanted it. But something that we've been sharing in the past, I know Judy McDonald is on the call, and it was a call with her actually, and she had a guest on her call, sharing also testimonies with animals, and I found actually a screenshot that I took because I was amazed, and it was about a cat that had cancer, and they just put some Immunocal on the wound, and that was overnight. Like on
Wow.
the left, it was before, and on the right, it's after. So I know Judy is on the
Wow.
call. Thank you for that call that you gave
Wow.
years
Thanks for
ago, but
sharing
that's
that.
that's one. And there was also a horse, just like Sandy said. On the left, it was before giving him Immunocal, and on the right, it's after.
Eh,
So,
Wow.
so I
Wonderful.
I
mean, we
expect
we
to see
always
a lot
can.
more of these too now that we kind of opened up the floodgates. I feel I saw Chris earlier say game on for the horses. I know his horse is about to go in the big leagues competition next week, like championship in the US or in the world or so like and what Sandy shared. Thank you so much. And Doris, you're amazing to be putting this information together. I'm very, very grateful for you. And before I forget, I wanted to remind you guys, we do have this type of call every month. So please get back to the person who invited you here to ask for the link for next month, the information, and invite some guests because this is loaded with info. I'm sure there's lots of questions also. Doris, maybe we can do a follow-up or have a post on Facebook or something,
Absolutely.
you know, because
Absolutely. I
there's
would
so
love
many
I would
questions.
love to do something like that. And next month, stress and sleep
Mhm.
or lack thereof it. So if you are suffering from that, know someone that is suffering from either stress or lack of sleep, and that's almost everybody. So we expect to see you all on the call next month with everybody you know. We look forward to it, and you can see my screen, right? Our lovely pups.
No,
No,
not yet. No,
we
you have
Oh,
can't
to
just,
share again.
just
Sorry about that.
surfaces.
Yes,
oh, dang. Well, I'm going to share real quick because it
go
needs
ahead.
to be seen. Give me 1 second. That's Dylan's fault again. He just
Ah,
keeps.
I
Let's
know.
blame it
I'm
on
sorry.
Dylan.
I ruined
Well,
it.
I think it's good. I think there was so much valuable information tonight. So, guys, thank Doris, Sandy, and everyone in the comments too. We didn't get a chance to read everyone's comments, but just knowing some people have been using this and giving it to their pets. Oh, I love it. The change in your pet's health starts today. Nourish before illness appears. Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, wonderful. Look forward to seeing you guys next month. Thanks again, Sandy, for participating. Appreciate it.
No, thank you both for the call, and have everyone a great night. Thank you so
Take
much.
care.
Hug your fur babies.